Welcome back, everyone. This is Freya at Spirit Healer Tarot. This channel is for folks who are on a spiritual path and who know they're on a spiritual path and who are looking for guidance on how to walk their path in a good way. I typically do love and spirituality readings, and as far as the love goes, it can really span all types of relationships. The love of friends, the love of family, certainly romantic love, sexual love, and the love of kindred spirits, you know. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Some of these messages are for very specific people who are watching, and I am connected to higher guidance when I'm channeling these messages. So, you know, just if it doesn't resonate with you, know that it might not be for you, that message. And there are plenty of other YouTube tarot readers who might hold the message for you this month. I do these when I'm guided to. Over the summer, I was guided to do readings that spanned the zodiac signs, so May 21st to June 21st, June 22nd to July 22nd, and then July 23rd through August 23rd. And for some reason, I'm being guided to do monthlies now. So we're going to start with the sign of Virgo, and we're going to go through the 12 signs, and we'll do monthlies for September, love and spirituality readings. I hope you enjoy your reading, and without further ado. Hey Pisces, how are you? It's your turn for your September post-eclipse reading. I was meditating on your energy right before turning on the camera, and there was this, for some of the signs this month, I'm getting mudras to share or movements to share with you guys. And for you, this is going to be a random reference for some of you. I've been spending time with little children over the summer, and in the movie Moana, which is about a Polynesian girl, there are these coconuts that are pirates, and in the movie they're small, their big bodies are coconuts, and they have small little arms. And the mudra that I saw for you guys is you kind of like shaking like this small coconut pirate and just moving your arms and kind of going like this. It was like an activating energy, and I think that's probably going to factor into your reading at some point. I don't know where or how, but I wanted to give that message. That was a starting point for your reading, is that like shaking activation energy. Okay. So this is for September 2017, post-eclipse. It's been kind of a mixed bag for the signs this last round of eclipses. And let's see what's coming up for you, Pisces. This is the Motherpeace deck. I'm using them because they're the ones that are called out to be used for your reading. Let me say my prayer. I ask that the white light surround us, the light of protection, understanding, and healing. I ask that my guides come through and speak clearly this day for Pisces understanding. May all of your intentions be heard and answered. And I ask that this reading be for the highest and best of all concerned. I ask this through all my teachers. All right, so you guys are getting the same spread that Virgo got. Y'all are getting a Celtic cross, or a Celtic circle in this case. This, the Motherpeace deck, is a circular one. So most likely this is going to be a long reading. Be patient, stay tuned for all the messages. Okay, here we go. Pisces, September 2017. What are the messages and energies for Pisces for the month of September 2017? I would like Pisces to have love in their lives, to be in loving relationships, to have creative work that is fulfilling, and to always be guided towards their highest destiny. Please show us the messages and energies for Pisces for the month of September 2017. All right, that one. Okay, oops. And at the bottom of your deck is the Hierophant in reverse. All right, so some of you might be feeling restricted by that Hierophant energy. Let's see. The first three cards are where you stand, the environment that you're in, and the challenge that you're facing. Great card to start off. Strength. Let me actually show it to you. Strength. Where you stand. Beautiful. Six of Discs. Your environment. And the Eight of Discs for your challenge. Not a bad challenge. It's actually a great card. The root of your reading, the foundation of your reading, High Priestess. Beautiful. The recent past is the Crone in reverse. So that's the Hierophant. No. The Hermit in reverse. Top of your reading is the Hanged One. I've got a lot of major arcanas coming up. 4 so far. Your near future is the Shaman of Discs. And your self-concept, 5 of Swords. That card's been coming up for a lot of signs. Your hopes and fears, Priestess of Discs. And that's upright. In your environment, the 10 of Swords in reverse. And lovely. Okay. This is your outcome card. New beginning. New beginning for you, Pisces. All right. Well, I can see why they wanted a full card spread. You're going through a major time in your life. And it's a time of disruption, challenge, crisis, because there are 5 majors, right? 5s are signaling conflict and kind of chaos energy a little bit. And all the cards are really amazing. I mean, you've pulled the High Priestess, you've pulled the Crone, you've pulled the Fool and the Strength card and the Hanged Man. I mean, they're all about changing old patterns, listening to your intuition, staying strong, and a gift of a new path. So the angel card that came for you this month is the angel card of purpose. Okay, and this is going to be, I think, for this time period in your life, this is going to be a big question for you, or a big consideration. What is my purpose? Why am I here? What is my work in the world? Who am I being called to be? Not who have I been trained or conditioned to be, but who is my soul really being called to be? So just keep that in mind as your angel card guidance. Let's get started with your reading. Okay, so first card up, Strength. You're in a position of power right now in your life. You have tamed a lot of the beasts within you. You have your charismas going, your ability to know yourself and know when to speak up, know when not to speak up, know when to use your powers, know when to share your power with others. That's pretty prominent in your card right now. She's got a lot of animals who are drawn to her, so you're charismatic right now. You're working well with the nature element, and in general you're just feeling your witchy vibe, right? If you're a woman. If you're a man, you're feeling your wizardly vibe. and you're standing strong in that. You're that passionate, magical self of yours. All right, so that's where you are. That's great. In your environment, 6 of discs. So nurturing, supportive, equal give and take in relationships and friendships. This is someone who's receiving a massage, and to me, I'm reading it as receiving a much needed massage, and someone who's giving it and is happy to give, right? It's a balanced give and take energy. So that's what's going on in your environment. The challenge for you is this card, and to me, it's not much of a challenge. It's actually a really good card, but it could be challenging logistically. Hang on one second while I let the helicopter move on past so you can hear me. So the 8 of discs speaks of apprenticeship, right? Here, 4 women honing their craft, really working on their projects. They're in community, but if you look, they're each working on a separate project, right? And they have each other as resources, and it's a very, I'm trying to think of the right word. The creative doesn't hit it on the nail quite, but it's a very creative, dynamic, like community-oriented work card. So picture yourself as one of these women, right? You're working on your project, the others are working on theirs, and you're all sovereign within yourselves, right? There is no one greater than the other. You're all working on different projects, and still you can support each other and learn from each other's mistakes, meet each other's tricks of the trade, that kind of thing. So that's I wonder why this is a challenge for you. Maybe, let me check in. Why is this a challenge for Pisces? Maybe this doesn't resonate with you because perhaps you've been brought up with the energy of hierarchy, where someone's at the top as the boss giving orders to folks at the bottom, and this is so not hierarchical, right? This is a different paradigm. This is people being sovereign within themselves and supporting each other to achieve their highest good and working together to achieve their highest good for themselves. There's no backbiting, there's no, it's understood that as we help each other, we rise, and no one's the boss, right? We're all moving forward, and we are the boss of ourselves. So maybe you're not quite sure how you fit into this scenario because this is not a scenario that you're used to. Maybe you're used to giving orders or you're used to taking orders. It's different when you're used to dealing with people as equals, right? That's the only thing that I can see as far as a challenge goes for you in that card, is where do I fit in this circle of women? How do I hold my own in this circle of women? And I think that's where this card comes in, right? The card of your purpose. When you know what your purpose is deep within you, then there's no question about where you stand, because you just are you, and that's who you are, and that's who you are in community, that's who you are alone, and people recognize it, and there's no, there is no where do I fit in, right? This is who I am. And the circle will expand to include you and to include your energy. Okay. Bottom of the deck and the reason for the reading. High Priestess. So through the eclipse cycle, you may have connected with the energy of the High Priestess within you. Whether you're a man or a woman, doesn't matter. You connected with your own intuition. You learned to respect your own intuition. And intuition with the High Priestess is she's the one who knows. She doesn't always share what she knows, but there's no denying that she knows certain things because she's very intuitive and very in tune and very in touch. Sometimes we don't want to know what we know, but we know it anyway, right? That can cause a little bit of internal conflict for us. But on some level during the eclipse cycle, you connect with your inner High Priestess, and there are certain things that you know. And you're holding it. You're not necessarily sharing it. You're holding it, and that's okay. Right? That's okay. Your internal knowing is for you, is what I'm getting to say. It's not for others unless you feel like, they're asking for your wisdom. Then you can share what you know. Okay, recent past is the crone in reverse. This is the Hermit card in reverse. So in the recent past, maybe you've wanted to have space from others. Maybe you've wanted to be alone. And in the reverse, it just shows that you weren't able to get the space that you needed. Or it shows that you're taking too much time alone. So it's one or the other. The unbalanced nature of the card being upside down could signify having too much solitude, or wanting solitude, not being able to get it. Okay, so it'll be different for different ones of you. That's in the past. Upright, what Spirit is trying to tell you is this. Hanged Man, the Hanged One. You are in the process of shifting a perspective that is old, is what I'm getting. A perspective that is rigid. You've rigidly held on to it because it's been your upbringing, because it's been your conditioning, because you've been told that this is how life works. And actually now it's all topsy-turvy and upside down because you're needing a different perspective in order to move forward with your purpose. The old perspective is no longer working for you. The old way of being is no longer working for you. You're in a new paradigm, right? Like this. You're in a new paradigm. It's no longer hierarchy. It's egalitarianism. Let me just check in and see what else. You're breaking patterns. Yeah, with the Hanged One up top. Old patterns are coming up to be looked at and released. Old patterns are coming up to be examined. See the beauty in that old pattern, and if it's no longer working, how can you shift it? How can you somehow transform it so that it's part of you, but it's not all of you, right? Sometimes hierarchy works, and in the phase of life that you're in, it looks like right now it doesn't work. That's just one example. And so you're playing with taking another perspective of how life can be, another paradigm of how life can be lived. Okay, the next energy that you will be encountering is the Shaman of Discs. This is someone who's very successful in the world, has mastery over the physical plane, right? He's a disc, so in this deck, he's got mastery of the earth, the animals, the natural elements. He's very comfortable there. So what I'm sensing is that you are going to encounter someone like this and they are going to make an impact on you, and you might be needing this energy to grow within you, growing your confidence in the natural world, in the world of business, in the world of entrepreneurship, in the world of building and creating and manifesting. So you're going to meet someone and they're going to be bringing this energy into you and helping you grow that energy within yourself. Yeah. Okay, how you see yourself. 5 of Swords in reverse. 5 of Swords upright. Meanness. Mean-spiritedness. Right? Conflict. Fighting for the sake of fighting. Violent behavior. Arguments. Just... I'm seeing this picture of the whole... the Geraldo Rivera talk show where the families are just on television and like airing out all their dirty laundry for everyone to see. And there's a time and a space for that, right? But you're kind of feeling like you're done with that. You're done with that energy. You don't want it around you. You don't want that conflict to be poisoning the waters that you live in. I mean, it's so different from this, right? People working together. Sure, there's conflict that can arise when people work together, but you can deal with conflict in a peaceful way. You can resolve conflict in a peaceful way. It doesn't have to be about name calling or making people feel bad about themselves or any of that stuff. You can... I guess what I'm trying to say is you can call people out without creating a fight around it. This is an energy, the card of fighting. And I think you're done with that. You're done with fighting. Because your hopes and fears is this. Yeah, the Priestess of Discs. Someone who can, like the Shaman of Discs, this is his counterpart, right? She is someone who is very comfortable in the natural world, in her body, in her femininity and her womanhood. She's comfortable with children. She's comfortable in nature. She's grounded. Right? Nurturing. All that. That's your hope and fear. So on some level, I think there's an element, there's a part of you that wants mothering, that wants to be mothered. And the challenge is, I think, for you to see yourself as your own mother, as your own parent. How would you react if your child self came to you with the problem that you have? What kind of mothering would you need, and then give that to yourself? Sometimes we want it from the outside world, but the growth is to allow it to come from within you. Yeah. And I think you have mirrors, since you have these women out there. I think you do have community support, right? You can ask to be mothered. You can ask for it. You can also give it to yourself when the community is not available, or, it's 3 a.m. and the best friend that you'd like to call is probably asleep and you can't call them at 3 a.m. How do you self-soothe? How do you give yourself this energy of motherhood? Some of you may not have received it when you were younger, so it's one of those things that you need to practice, self-mothering. Okay, in your environment, 10 of Swords in reverse, something has ended and you don't necessarily want to see it. This might be someone around you who's going through an ending, and, you know, being the high priestess that you are, you can see it. You can see that this person is going through an ending and is having a hard time with it, or maybe having a hard time with it. Like I said, the eclipses have really been a mixed bag for a lot of people. A lot of endings happen, especially for the earth signs, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Lots of endings happening for them. Anyway, this is a painful card. It's like the end of a cycle, the end of a chapter, and it's the final end. Like there's no going back. Like this is over, is the message of the Ten of Swords. So search within yourself for where in your life do you need to acknowledge an ending? Where in your life do you need to acknowledge, you know, being done with a pattern, being done with a situation? Right? Where do you need to take a new perspective? Because your outcome card is the Fool. And it's the Fool upright, which is great. The Fool reversed, sometimes I'm like, might want to think twice before you go down that road. But the Fool upright is a brand new beginning, a whole new cycle for you, and you're ready for it. I see you're ready for it. You've got the Strength card, you've got the Eight of Discs, you're honing your craft, you've got the High Priestess, you've got your intuition going, your mind, your spirit is telling you to, it's time to shift paradigms, and you're ready. You're ready to jump. You're ready for this new thing that's coming. So that's the month of September for you. Overall energy, again, purpose. Keeping your purpose in mind will help you with this new beginning. Whatever you have set into motion. And then, as a final oracle, I wanted to share these love letters to Earth. This is a vibrational oracle deck that was created by Nicole Adriana Casanova. She is an amazing priestess, sacred guide, sacred sister, medicine woman, and she created healer, sound healer, energy healer. She created this oracle deck with sacred geometry patterns and infused it with healing light energy. So each card is beautiful. Each card holds a certain vibration, and if you sit and meditate with it, it transmits healing energy towards you, and it's amazing. I can't say enough about this deck. So I picked a card for you as an oracle for this month, and for you it goes really well. Your oracle is activation. So take a moment and just stare at that image, at that sacred geometry, and allow it to inform you, inform your being. Right, remember that mudra that I said, the pirates that were shaking their fists? It was a very activating mudra, and this was the card that came for you. So let me read it. It's the element of fire, right? Activation. You are currently being exposed to information or practices that help you consider your existence with a broader awareness. As this activation takes root, you may find it challenging or unnecessary to stay in resonance with aspects of your old life. These things happen and will oftentimes settle after a period of integration. You are in a state of activation. What needs to be activated within you? How can you help activate others? Give yourself the license / the freedom to disengage from ways of being that do not serve you in this moment. right? So, and it's the element of fire. So I'll read that. Fire transforms, it purifies, it illuminates. Invite the fire of transmutation to radiate through your mind, body, and heart, helping clear you and priming your ability to focus and see your life through a new lens. It is time to share your light with the world. Engage in a purification practice to create space for new ideas, people, and gifts to enter your life. Beautiful. So I'll hold it up a little further, and it goes really well with the message of the Hanged Man, right? What patterns are ready to let go or be let go of? All right, Pisces. So you're a water energy, and fire is coming in to help boil that water. Be well. I hope September is an awesome month for you. It looks like it's going to be. And I will speak to you all next month. Take care.